Hey guys, what's going on? My name is ProfessorSnipe, and today I'm bringing you guys a new gun review on my channel. So we're going to be taking a closer look at the SPAS-12, one of my personal favorites in this game. But before we start off, I gotta give a bit of shoutouts. Now the first shoutout goes to Chrome999 for leaving comments on my videos. Second one goes to Cyril Lim for doing so as well. And last but not least goes to Bolomaster once again for leaving comments on my YouTube videos. So just a little side note, I recently purchased a new microphone and I'm testing out the quality in this video. It's a pretty expensive mic and it detects almost like everything, and that's why I have to kind of speak a bit less loud because every time I try to record this thing when it's louder, like I try to speak louder, it kind of registers the sound in a weird way. So I'm trying to a bit control the volume and the gain here. So that's why I'm going to be taking this gun review a bit more relaxed and, at this approach. So, I can have the best quality out of everything. So, let me know if you enjoyed the better quality and if you noticed the better quality and stuff like that. So just let me know in the comment section as well. So now let's get back on track with the SPAS-12 pump action gun review. Now the SPAS-12 is manufactured by Franchi, which is an Italian arms manufacturer known for their shotguns such as the SPAS-12 and the SPAS-15. Now the SPAS-12 is currently used worldwide by many forces like the US SWAT teams, Italian police and military forces, and the Croatian army. In Battlefield Play4free, the SPAS-12 is a shotgun that has 3 variants: the regular, the veterans, and the elite SPAS-12. Each of those variants are unlocked at different levels, which are level 10, 19, and 23. The price and stats are raised for each variant, making them stronger and stronger. In this gameplay, you're watching me use the Elite SPAS-12, which is the strongest and best variant out of all of them. I do pretty well in this gameplay at the point where I get kicked for suspicious score, where I end up going 40 kills and 3 deaths. I could have probably had more kills, but I couldn't finish the game. So this gameplay is also a very good example of defensive and offensive use of the gun, because it shows several roles I use throughout this gameplay, and I would suggest paying close attention to the gameplay and how I use the gun. So if my voice is a bit too distracting, you can watch the video twice, once with commentary and a second time by muting the video, just so you can pay attention to the gameplay and a bit learn from it. Now back on track, the SPAS-12 is a pump action that fires at a similar speed than the 870 Combat. It has a velocity of 800, which is very strong, and it enables instant kills at CQC, which is the best for a shotgun of course. For the base gun, you get 8 shells to load your weapon with and 32 shells in total. The Veterans version will give you 10 shells to load and 40 shells in total, and the Elites will give you 12 shells and 48 in total. Now the reload time is very interesting because it can vary depending on many situations, like how many shells you currently have, need, and more things like that. Since each shell is fed individually, you kind of have a reload time for each shell, which is 0.76 seconds, but is multiplied by the shells you want to fill in. For example, if you want to reload only 4 shells, you will multiply 0.767 times 4. But there are other factors like the first and last shell that have extra time due to the initial and last extra animation for the weapon. Either way, a very useful tactic is this one, and you guys should highly pay attention to this, is to reload whenever you're not firing. Even if you only shot 1 shell, reload, because then the reload time will be much shorter. Ultimately, this will lead to the shortest reload time possible and more action time. This also means less waiting, more killing, more XP, and more happiness. The damage you'll be dealing for this base gun is 24 to 26 by pellet at close range, 17 to 20 by pellet at medium range, and 9 to 11 by pellet at long range. I say pellet because shotgun shells divide into multiple pellets, each going into different directions. Now the closer you are, the easier it is for accuracy. For the other variants, I made a small little table to compare the damage, so there is a maximum of +2 damage, which can be a bigger difference when you multiply that by the amount of pellets hitting your target. So you guys can have a general idea by this little graph and table I made here, just to give you also like a small little general idea of the weapons and the damage difference by variant. Now the recoil of this gun isn't that bad at all. It's really maintainable. It is a pump action shotgun, so it shouldn't be too much of an issue. Now the deviation is average but better when crouched. I would suggest crouching because it gives you the best deviation, but I would also suggest aiming down sight, which brings up my next point, which is of course the iron sights. Now the iron sights are also very accurate and easy to use. You'll encounter tricky double zoom ins and outs and occasional bugs while using this gun when you try to aim down sight very quickly. So the way I use this gun is like a mini quick scope in a way, which gives me the best accuracy and mobility. So you'll see me jump and then I'll right click, aim down sight, shoot, and right click again. And what this will do will give me the element of surprise, it'll give me the best accuracy, and since I'm using the Elite SPAS-12 at CQC, you know, kind of like a definite guaranteed one-shot kill. Or so that's what I would suggest doing with this gun. But you will run into the occasional double zoom in and out, similar things that you get with the MG36, L96A1, like almost all of the weapons in the game. So just one little thing that you'll encounter a bit more, since you're going to try to do that aimed outside trick that I use a lot, if you're going to be using that. This gun can be used in many maps, almost all of them, if you know what routes to take and how to use the gun. Of course, you want to avoid larger maps, but if you can control a vicinity or a section by defending, you can easily do so. Like I did over here on Karkan, it was very easy for me to maintain a defensive role with this weapon, and you know, not just use a rushing run and gun type of shotgun type of tactic. And it's a very important tool to use because you know, whenever somebody uses a shotgun, they're all used to the, you know, running, rushing, you know, arming the MCOM, or just capturing the flag, you know, running, hip firing, and all of that stuff. But people don't really realize that you can use this as a defensive purpose. And it's very important because many people, if you're going to play a map like Dalian or Oman or Dragon Valley, people think that the shotguns are pretty useful, or useless, I should say, in those scenarios, but they actually aren't. If you can maintain a, you know, controlling a sector or controlling a small vicinity or section of the map, and that map is just, I mean, that section is just reserved to you to control, you can be so deadly with this shotgun. As you see me, well, as you saw me in this gameplay, I was on top of the Karkan building, and I was just baiting people in. I wasn't doing any of the thing. I wasn't doing any of the work. I was just letting them come to me, maintaining a defensive role, you know, defending a bit of the section, and that was my part of the map. That was my own controlling, you know, I was controlling that map, so that part of the map, I should say, at least. And that's what led to my success, because, you know, it managed to get me more kills and managed to help the team out until we got the victory, I should say. I wouldn't say victory because I don't know what happened because I got kicked, but, you know, it led to at least us leading in the points and stuff like that. So I honestly love this shotgun. It's one of my favorites, and I would definitely purchase the Elite SPAS-12. But for the normal SPAS-12, I would rate it like a 7 out of 10. The veterans would get an 8 out of 10, and the elites would definitely get a 9 out of 10. So that's pretty much all I have to say for the SPAS-12 gun review. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Hope it doesn't sound too weird while recording, because I tried recording this, you know, as, you know, energetic as I normally am, but it doesn't work out with this microphone. It picks up too much sound, and I'm gonna have to tweak a bit, you know, tamper with the settings and stuff like that. But, you know, it's my first time using it, and we'll see how it goes. So hope you guys enjoyed this, and hope it sounds well as well. And one other thing I forgot to mention was the fact that you guys should follow me on Twitter and like my Facebook fan page. Both of those are always in the description down below in every single video, or at least most of them now. And you guys should definitely go ahead and follow me there and like me there, is because all of the videos are like they're automatically sent to Facebook and Twitter, and the way it works is that if you follow me there or are my fan, you can actually go and become my fan on Facebook if you go in the video section and stuff like that. It'll notify you instantly. So just like the subscription, if it doesn't send you any subscription notifications, Twitter is a very important tool, Facebook as well. So you guys have the choice. You can follow me and like me there on both. So it's your choice. And one other thing on Twitter that I do exclusively is actually I start to tweet out the servers I'm playing on. So I'll be like, you know what, I'm playing on the ST6 Oman only servers, so you guys can come join me there. So if you're following me on Twitter, you'll see that little notification by ProfessorSnipe saying, oh, he's on this server, why not go ahead and join him and, you know, play, maybe be featured in a video and a shout out and stuff like that. So that's pretty much all I have to say. Thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for all the support. Have an awesome day, and I'll see you guys in my next video.